Good morning. Friday again. Raining again. I think I said all this on Monday, right? We've had kind of a wet spring here. I guess we need the rain. I was surprised to find out from family who lives in northern Ohio that up there they're considered to be in a drought. I don't think we are here. I don't see how we could, but we didn't have a whole lot of snow this winter. Well, hopefully it all balances out. I think I may have made some progress on that second camera, seeing more height. We'll see how it goes today. Today is going to be just a grab bag of stuff. A lot of stretching, but some strength building as well. I guess kind of a balanced practice. So come on back to the mat and meet me there. 2 blocks would be helpful if you have them, but if you don't, it's not a big deal. I'll see you back there. Let's start in supported hero's pose if you have blocks. If not, you can come to any comfortable upright seat. I'm going to place these, you can see that in the side camera, between my ankles, and then sit back. Sit bones should be right on top. I love this seat. It's a mix in my classes. There's not any pressure on the knees downward, but some of my students have trouble bending the knees this much, so it causes issues there. But I like this, it's a different upright seat. Let's bring one hand to heart and one to the belly. Pause for a little 3-part breath. So we're going to breathe into the belly, then into the middle chest, and then the upper chest. And then exhale from the top down. So here we go. Let that breath wash through you like the rain out there. In through the nose, out through the nose. Explore the flow of the breath. How about 3 more breaths like this? Last one for me. And release the arms to the sides. Let's wiggle through the fingers and the wrists a little bit. And then lace fingers and do some figure 8s. Perhaps it's been a long week of keyboard typing, maybe other things that you're using your hands for, hobbies. And then extend right arm out. We'll grab those fingers and pull, push through the wrist, drop the shoulder. Maybe even drop your left ear towards your left shoulder. We'll start to wake the neck up. And switch sides. Drop the shoulders, right ear to right shoulder. And then release. Swing the arms up. Gaze up at the fingers and push the air as you bring the arms back down. Let's do 2 more of those. Inhale. Big inhale, like you're leaping and launching with the breath. Exhale back down. Kind of like a trampoline. Inhale, we're going to jump. And exhale, we're going to float down with a parachute. Let's do 2 more. That felt good. Inhale. Breathe in that prana. Exhale down. 1 more. Inhale. Now let the hands come together in Anjali Mudra and exhale the hands home to the heart. Inhale, open. Let's add a little back bend and hold here. So let the arms be kind of wavy gravy. Help you come into that back bend, help you open up through the front chest again. Maybe a counter pose for all that flexion that we do perhaps through the week. Sitting at a desk, We just do lots of stuff in the frontal plane. And then swing the arms forward. We're going to cross right arm over left. Drop your shoulders. And reach up through the crown of the head. Now while you have your arms like this, let's turn the head side to side, nice and slow. Look around while you're doing this. Smile while you're doing this. It's always amazing, even when you're feeling grumpy and the smile is completely forced, it changes the energy, even just a little shift back towards that energy that makes you feel good. It makes others around you feel good as well. Now inhale, open. We're gonna let those arms hang. If this hurts your shoulders, just shorten the lever, but try to open right through here, through the pectoralis muscles. Feel that heart lifting and opening. And exhale, swing the arms forward, left arm over right. And now we're gonna tip the head down and up. Keep going. Look around while you do this. Feel that nice stretch in the front of the neck and the throat. Let's do 2 more of these each way. Here's 1. And 2. And open up and let the arms come down to the sides. Stay open through the front chest. Drop your chin to your chest. And then bring your chin towards your left shoulder. As you bring it over that way, look up. Now drop the chin again and swing it to your right shoulder. Lift the head, look. And when I say up, I mean it's just kind of, well, I don't know, you can look up if you want to. Whatever feels good in your neck. Let's do 1 more of these each way. Here's number 1. And number 2. Now let the chin hang. Reach back with the shoulder blades. So we're going to really open through the front chest. Take opposite elbows here. See how close you can get those shoulder blades to the spine. At the same time, we let that head sink further and further down. Now release the grip on the elbows and take the fingertips to the chin and help the head back up. Now look up and take the fingertips to your neck. So my fingertips are lined up all along my cervical spine. I'm going to bring my thumbs to my chin. And then use those fingertips to help tip the gaze forward, and at the same time you're lifting the weight of the skull off of the cervical spine. Once you get here, you can play with moving the head. And then think about alignment as you release the head and let the head settle back down onto the neck. Bring the hands to the lap again and pause. Maybe explore the sensation in the upper chest and the neck. And then meet me in table. If you're using blocks, clear those off the mat. Keep them within reach. We're going to do some cat-cow. So inhale into cow. Nice back bend. And exhale, round the spine. Round, round, round as far as you can go. And then inhale, back bend. And exhale, round the spine. 1 more of these each way. And coming back to neutral, inhale, shift forward. And exhale back. You decide how far in each direction you go. Inhale forward. And exhale back. 1 more of these in each direction. And back up to neutral. I'll stretch the wrists a little more. This can be a little intense. So instead of fingertips pointing forward, point them towards you. Now if you walk them a bit closer, it's a little less intense. The further out you walk them, the more intense the stretch is. Try not to lock the elbows out, and then maybe spread the fingers a little wider. Maybe bring the hips back a bit more. Feel the sensation. Stretching, not pain, but an intense stretch nonetheless. And breathe. Opening up those neural pathways that come down the arm and head into the palms of the hands. Okay, turn the hands around. Let's do some circles through the hips here. And get very swoopy with this. Play with this. And if you get a little swoopy and let those hips get free, you get a little more stretch in the outer hips. Go the other direction. And back to neutral. Now swing your right arm up. Now we're going to take that arm behind us. So the back of my hand is sliding across my low back, and maybe I can bring my fingertips to my left thigh in that direction, and then open. Now keep that arm there, and we're going to sit back on the heels again. You can come up on your knees if sitting back on the heels doesn't work. And come up in this twist. I'm going to take my left hand, reach down for my right, and give it a little help. Maybe you can bring your fingertips around your thigh. If you can't, no big deal. Look over the right shoulder as you reach forward with the left fingertips. Breathe. Really open through the right front chest. That right shoulder blade should be just really hugging the spine. Now keep this shape and come back to table. Unwind the right arm. And we're going to swoop the right arm behind the left, threading the needle. And once you get here, keep your left hand on the mat. Reach back with the left leg. So we're going to come onto the ball of the foot. Then bring the side of the head to the mat. Bring the hands together in prayer. This becomes a little bit of a balance challenge. And a twist. And breathe. Maybe you try to lift that left leg. Feel all those wobbles. And then back down. Come back to table. And do some movement here. It's a little freestyle. Spinal movement, hip movement. You move everything here in table. But explore and play. And now we'll take the second side, left arm up. Now drop the hand behind you. Reach those fingertips around towards the front of your pelvis. Open the chest. Now sit back on your heels and lift the right arm. You can take that right arm down and help the left. Come into that half bind. Look over the left shoulder as you reach forward with the right fingertips. You can be on your knees here if that feels better. You could also put those blocks under your bottom again. Now keep this and come back to that table. And we're going to unwind, reach up, and thread the needle, reaching out and down. Now keep the arms like this as you extend long through the right leg. Come onto the ball of the foot. Bend the elbows, bring the hands together, Anjali Mudra. Push the right hand down into the left and let that help the heart turn more to the right. And maybe you lift the right leg. And breathe. And then unwind, come back to table. Now let's take a nice wide child's pose. Now you bring your head to a comfortable position. I'm going to keep my head up here because every time I tuck my head down here, I think the microphone gets very distorted. So you find your nice wide child's pose. You can bring your arms out long. And if you want a little more out of this, come to fingertips and really let the heart sink. Let the shoulder blades come towards the spine. And then eventually settle into stillness. And breathe. Let the breath wash through the body. Remember that life force energy prana rides on the inhale, comes into the body on the inhale, and then the stale, stagnant energy is washed away on the exhale. But it's recycled. It's turned around out there. Take 3 more breaths here. And then come back to table. Let's bring chest down and chin down and lengthen out. Let's do 5 baby cobra. Tuck your chin. Inhale. Low ribs stay down. Lift up. Gaze unfurls last. Let's do 4 more. And as you go through this, maybe you feel it coming a little higher in your back bend. Maybe not. I've got 3 more. Feel the sensation of this extension through the spine. 2 more. So this is a counter pose to that rounded spine posture that we often develop. Last one. And then back down. Push up into plank. And then come down to a forearm plank. Now you're on the balls of the feet. Shift forward as you drop your hips, and we'll arrive in Sphinx. Adjust your elbows if you need to. Spread the fingers wide. And then kind of sink into this. And then push into the elbows. Pull the hands towards you. Feel the heart come forward. Feel you deepen the extension through the spine. Reach through the crown of the head as the heart goes further and further forward. You can bring the head back a bit. Nice, smooth back bend. I always think of a willow branch. So supple. And now pivot on the elbows. Take the hands off to the corners of the mat. Press into the hands. We're going to deepen this back bend, coming into seal. Roll those outer thighs out and down. Draw the navel back towards the spine. Support your low back, so you're breathing more into the ribs. And then exhale, come back down. Press into table. Tuck the toes. Let's go to down dog. Let's play there. No wiggle and pedal. Find space. And if there isn't space, make space. The flow of prana through the meridians, through the nadis, tends to get blocked, especially in joint spaces. So by moving the joints, physically we're lubricating the joints, keeping the joint spaces healthy on a physical level, but energetically we're moving that energy again. It's like starting up a pump. And come to stillness and breathe. Now swing your right leg back and out. 3-legged dog. Bend your knee, stack your hips. Don't let the shoulders stack. You can move here. Straighten that leg, bend it. What do you need? And eventually commit to stillness for a few breaths. Now square the hips. And we're going to step that right foot forward between the hands. Step it up there. And make sure you're on railroad tracks. And then drop the left knee. And rise up. Arms up by the ears. Lift your heart, lift your gaze. Sink forward. Anjaneyasana. Keep the legs active. Pull the right foot towards you. Drag that left knee towards the midline like scissor blades. And breathe. As you exhale, bring the hands to the mat. And we're going to keep the right hand, on the inside of the right foot. So knee and hip knee is in line with the hip. Stumbling over my words. The right hand's right along the inside of the foot. Now, like you're pulling on a bowstring with the left arm, let's open out. And then swing that hand behind you again. See if you can take that half bind. I'm tucking my fingers towards the top of my thigh. Open through the left shoulder. Now see if you can rise up in this twist. Reach down there and maybe help the left hand out. Look over the left shoulder. Reach out with the right fingers. Drop the shoulders out of the ears. And breathe. And we're going to go back down. Always a little hard to balance. And then bring the left hand down to the mat. Now turn the right toes out. And we're going to keep the left hand on the mat. Take the right hand to the right knee. You might want to heel toe that foot out a little bit too. We're going to turn the heart to the right. Reach up with the right arm. Bend the elbow. Maybe you come to that half bind. Open through the chest. I don't know, let's see if we can lift. Little balance. A lot of balance. Maybe you reach back for the right fingers, help it out. Look over the right shoulder. And reach forward like you have laser beams on your fingertips. And play with them. You could draw pictures on the wall. And then come back down. Bring both hands to the inside of the foot. And do some circling through the hips here. And the other way. And then come to stillness. We can work our way into lizard. You can stay here. I always like to just start walking the hands forward. So the further forward you get, the more sensation you find. You can bring blocks under your forearms. Maybe you can come to the forearms. Maybe you can't, that's okay. I like to bring my hands together and rest my forehead on my thumbs. Really deep stretch in the right groin. Breathe into the back. And then release the hands back to the mat. Heel toe the foot in front of the hip. Tuck the left toes. Let's swing back in a three-legged dog, right leg up. Bend your knee, open through the hip again, stack the hips. Maybe compare the sensation of this moment to the first time we did that. And then come to down dog. Left leg back and up. Bend the knee. Lift the knee, square the hips. Stack the hips, don't square the hips. And then play here. Maybe you want to reach through the leg. Explore all those joint spaces and muscles. Try to keep the shoulders from stacking. Now square the hips and step forward with the left foot. Make sure you have railroad tracks and then drop the right knee. On an inhale, rise up. hands to heart. Sink forward and down. Lift your prayer. Anjaneyasana. And you can hold your hands anyway. I'm going to come to Kali Mudra, that sword. And breathe. And exhale, plant the hands. I'm going to keep the right hand inside of the left hand inside of the left foot. I'm going to take the right hand, draw the bowstring. Stack the shoulders, reach up. Now bring the hand behind you. And try to get those fingers around and at least touch someplace along the left side of the low back. And rise up. And once you get here, maybe you help that right arm out. And turn the gaze over the right shoulder. And breathe. And we'll come back down. You're going to take the right hand to the mat. Externally rotate the left toes. Take the left hand to the left knee, push down. Come to your twist. Reach up. And then come to that half bind. Open through the chest. And heel toe the left foot out a little more. Try to rise up. And your twist. And bring the right hand down, help the left one out into the bind. Look over the left shoulder and reach with the right fingertips. Again, we can draw some pictures on the wall with our laser beams. Coming back down. We're going to bring both hands to the inside of the foot. Do some circling through the hips. And let's see if we want to walk out into lizard. Anywhere along this journey is fine. One side might be very different than the other. Again, blocks under the forearms are nice. Bring the head to rest on the third eye. Breathe into sensation here. Deep stretch in the inner left thigh. And release. And come back up. Find table. Find plank. Find forearm plank. On the balls of your feet, you're going to shift forward, drop the hips. Lift the heart, lift the gaze, pull those hands towards you. Feel that decompress the lumbar spine. The gaze can be down the tip of the nose. Just don't really throw the head back. Just lift a little extension through the neck. And breathe. Now pivot on the elbows. We'll take seal again. Lift. Draw the navel back towards the spine. And then even in this back bend, try to lessen the distance between the top of the pelvis and the low ribs in the front. So just a little tone. Now keep that and extend some more. Kind of go back and forth. And this time you can look up. Keep lengthening the neck. Release your glutes a bit. Roll those thighs out. And exhale, come down. Let's come to crocodile for a few breaths. And windshield wiper cushions. Forehead on the back of your hands. I'm keeping mine lifted because of the mic. Maybe even circle through the shins. And come to stillness. And we'll take 3 breaths here. Just every big exhale. Let it all go. Let everything relax. Balance of yin and yang. So we're soaking in a little yin right now. Now bring your feet together. Tuck the toes. Come to plank. And then down dog. Swing the right leg back and up. Step it forward. Now keep the arms down here. And we're going to let's come to warrior 1, foot in the back. So we're going to drop that heel. Take the right hand to the inside of the right foot. Lift the left. We're going to take that half bind and rise up. Feel free to do that in a lunge on the back foot. I don't think I have that balance in me this morning. Now maybe help that hand out and notice how much freer perhaps and easier this half bind is. Look over the left shoulder, reach with the right fingers, reach with the right arm. And in the legs, I want you to pull those legs away from each other. And breathe. And come down, right hand. And take the left hand down here. Take the right hand to the right knee. We're going to twist to the right. And this time you may want to be on the ball of the foot. Now it's going to be a balance issue. Reach up with the right arm. Take your half bind and rise up. Again, help out the right arm. Take your twist and breathe. Drop your shoulders. And come back down. Both hands to the inside of the leg and really come back on that left leg. And you can come to lizard here too. This is a much deeper stretch. So maybe forearms can be on the blocks, or maybe you just walk your forearms out a little bit. And breathe. Come back up onto the arms, move the blocks, and frame the foot, step back, 3-legged dog. Right leg back and up. I'll stack the hips again. And then back to down dog. Left leg back and up. Step it forward. Back foot, warrior 1. We're going to lift up. Take the right hand on the inside of the right foot. Open up that bow and arrow. I said that wrong. Left hand on the inside of the left foot. Now the right hand behind you. Take your bind. Inhale up. Help that right arm. And look over the right shoulder. Reach forward with the left arm. Reach forward with the left fingers. Think of all those joint spaces in the hand, the fingers, wrist, elbow, shoulders. Make them longer. Bring more space. Now fold back down. Left hand to the inside of the left foot. Come to lunge on the right. Right hand to the mat. Left hand to left knee. Reach up. Take your bind and come up. This one is tougher for me. Once you get here, help the left hand. Open and reach. Maybe bend into that front knee again. Come back down. Both hands to the inside of the foot. I'm going to come into lizard. My thighs are telling me I'm working. And maybe you stay on your hands, or maybe you come to forearms. Maybe you drop that back knee. Now drop your back knee, move your blocks, and find your way to a wide child's pose, or whatever pose you'd like to take to rest in, and let it go. Breathe into those thighs, send a little prana their way. Three more breaths, let it go. And then pressing back into table. Tuck your toes, down dog. Look between the hands. Let's take a couple big steps up there to the top of the mat. Bend the knees a lot. Grab opposite elbows here and move. So sway. Maybe you do some circling through the shoulder sockets. Then come to stillness. Swing the arms out and up. Arms overhead, exhale. Hands home to the heart. Pause here. And notice the flow. Notice the sensation, perhaps of an opening in different parts of the body, in the joint spaces, and the energy. And the blood flow. I mean, we've dilated the vessels, we're working. See if you can feel that. Feel the heat in the extremities. And release the arms down to the side. I'm going to come into Prasarita, but I'm going to use this mat, so I'm still facing you. So you can either turn your mat or just know that you're going to be kind of at the side. I bring the feet wide. Now externally rotate the toes. We're going to come into Goddess and start to wiggle side to side. And then maybe get a little lower. You bring your fingertips down to the mat. Get a little lower. So we're working into side lunges. Skandasana. You can bring hips down or not. As you bring hips down, come to the heel of the long leg. And maybe you hold here. Can even try to reach around and take a full bind. So I've got my fingers kind of linked in the back. Ganesh Mudra. If you can't make it here, just come as low as you can, as low as is comfortable. Let's go the other way. Take your time. Come on to your heel. And maybe you stay here, or maybe you take a bind. And then back up. And let's come to a seat. So heel, toe the feet in. Maybe we come down through garland. So you may want to step to the top of your mat. You can be in a high squat or garland. Hands to heart. My upper arms are pressing into my knees. I'm going to pull that prayer right down to the center of my heart, but resisting with the knees. Now I'm lengthening through the spine. And breathe. Come to a seat. Both legs long. Upavista Konasana. Feel the low back here. In fact, reach forward Pull the hands without letting them move. Feel that tip your pelvis forward. You can bend the knees a little bit and kind of bending one, then the other, one, then the other. Free up some space in the low back. Keep that. And maybe you walk your hands forward a little more. Keep that grip on the floor so you keep the pelvis tilted forward. Now I know the flexibility in this varies a lot. So if you don't come anywhere near this, it's okay. And then once you get down here, maybe you reach out for your toes. Pull on the toes. Keep the shoulders plugged in. Breathe into sensation. Fingertips to the mat and bring yourself back up. This one's kind of new. Take the right knee, bend it, but bring the foot to the floor. I gotta remember how I did this. So it's kind of a half bind. Kind of reach behind the shin. And then you reach out for the left foot and then come into that side bend. Flip the left palm up. Kind of let the left ear kind of hang down there towards the left shoulder. If this isn't in the cards for you, you can just keep the leg long or bend the leg and keep the knee on the floor with the heel to the pubic bone. And then rise up. We'll take the second side. So left knee, bend it, and again, you can do this and just do this. Or see if you can bring the sole of the foot to the floor. You're gonna reach out. Maybe the bind is around that ankle. You just kind of wrap, get a good grip. And kind of a side bend. And breathe. Push into the left foot as you rise up. Let's bring the heels towards the pubic bone, soles of the feet together. Tip that pelvis forward. And we're going to fold over in Baddha Konasana. Let the head hang. And breathe. Fingertips to the mat and rise up. So I didn't realize how late it was. Feel free to come to your back, but perhaps today you try something different and we'll come to a seated position for our Shavasana. Finding stillness in an upright posture. Notice the sensation in the hips. We've done a lot of hip openers today. Sensation in the spine. We've twisted a lot today. The heart space. We've opened the heart. We've opened the front chest. And then feel sensation in the crown of the head, the top. Your shoulders be very heavy as the crown of the head lifts and opens. And then notice the root chakra between the sit bones, that yin connection to the earth, and the yang connection from the crown of the head to the sky. We're halfway between heaven and earth. Take your place here, sit tall. Let that energy wash through you. Inhale and exhale. Three more breaths here. And start to flutter the eyes open. Movements, small and slow. become bigger and quicker. It's very still outside. Let's reach up one more time. Grab what you need. Bring it to your heart, and as you exhale, release things that no longer serve you. May you have peaceful thoughts, peaceful words, a peaceful heart, and a peaceful world. Have a great weekend. Namaste. Thanks for joining me. See you Monday morning at 7 a.m. Bye-bye.